Alright, this is Pass It Back with Jacob, Miles, and Chris. I'm Miles.
Jacob Erickson. I'm him.
I don't even say my name anymore. Let's get
We
started.
don't even know his name.
Let's get it.
Man, so how y'all doing, man? How y'all doing, man?
I'm straight.
I'm pretty good.
I said,
Huh?
yeah, you good? You good? Are you alive and well?
I'm alive.
Word.
Oh, you barely.
Word.
Barely.
But
Yeah, we're
no,
watching ring dunks. People gone.
gone. That's funny though. I love watching that stuff. I love it.
Yeah, it couldn't be me.
No, I got my ring. I ain't doing it. You ain't gonna catch me trying.
Oh, dude.
Y'all not gonna embarrass
Hey,
me.
catch me in a year. Ring dunk.
Jeez.
Y'all not gonna put me on Snapchat.
What you gonna drink though?
Everything.
Oh,
But
trying to die
What you got for us, Jacob?
Yeah, what's up, man?
I got a little story for you guys. So, I was leaving pretty early this morning, Megan's house to come back to College Station.
Yeah.
And on my way home, I see in my rearview mirror this big red 18-wheeler. I'm talking hauling ass, like flying like 90 something. I'm like, what? And he just charges up right behind me, and he's like pushing me forward to like make me go faster. I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like slamming my brakes to tell him to slow down. I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is insane. I've never seen like he even was passing people. I'm like, I've never seen an 18-wheeler like do all this. I'm like, that is insane. And so he's pushing me, and I'm kind of making him go back and everything. I'm like, what is going on? And so he's doing all that, and then eventually we get to a spot where it's 2 lanes, and he starts going around me, and I just like honk with my horn. I just blast it. I'm giving him the bird, and I'm like, what the heck is up, dude? And he's like flying, and then I think he was just mad at me because I was slowing him down, and so then he like cuts me off. Like the back of his trailer was like here, and I'm like here. And he's about to push me off the road. I had to slam on my brakes. I'm like, dude, what is going on? Like, this guy is insane. And so then he's like almost brake checks me. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like, why is he so mad? And I'm like, dude, you are driving a huge vehicle. Like, that is not something to play with. Like, dude, I was scared for my life at some points. I'm like, what is going on? And so then I get over to the next lane. People are passing. And then I was like, okay, I get over because he slowed down a lot. And then once it happened, I'm like, okay, this is why he slowed down. So I was like, okay, I'll pass him. This dude has his window rolled down and threw a drink at my truck. Like, it hit my windshield, splashed everywhere. I'm like,
Oh my god.
what the fuck? But so before I passed him up, I took a picture of his license plate. I'm like, this is BS. And so then he's like trying to get over again. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like driving like a maniac. And so when he threw that drink at me, I was like, this final straw. I legit called the police and was like, yo, this red 18-wheeler is driving like a complete maniac. And he's like, oh, what is he doing? And he's like, I was like, this dude's like flying way over the speed limit, trying to push me. And then he's like almost ran me off the road, and he's throwing drinks at my truck. I'm like, this guy's insane. Like, this is not okay.
Road rage.
And so, I'm like, and my thing is the only thing I did to maybe piss him off is like I said, slow down. So, because I was going the speed limit, and I mean, slow down a little bit, maybe like 5 under the speed limit, just to tell him, hey, bud, it's not that deep. Just chill out and drive the speed limit. And so, I call him, he's like, oh, where? I'm like, I'm driving down Highway 21 towards College Station, like going west, and then he's asking if there's anything around me, and I was trying to tell him my surroundings, and he was just like, all right, we're sending a dispatch over there, and I mean, I haven't heard anything back, so I doubt, because I saw him finally pull off the road, so I doubt they went and got him, but I felt better calling the police. I'm like, that was some, honestly, some of that was a little scary. I'm like, dude, he's about to run me off the road.
That is scary.
That is a big,
People are crazy.
That is really scary.
People are crazy. I'm like, dude, that dude doesn't deserve to have a license to drive that vehicle. Like, no one who does that should be allowed to drive a vehicle like that.
He should be worried about getting to his next stop. Because, like, if you don't get to that stop, that's
how are you?
And see, that's what I'm saying. I was like, he didn't have anything on his deal, so I'm like, I wonder if he was just late to go pick up a load or something.
He didn't have nothing on his deal. Wow.
I was
he
like,
probably wouldn't have no delivery.
This is like 7 in the morning. Yeah,
Dang,
7 something.
bro.
Like,
Wow.
Early as shit.
Yeah,
up that early?
I'm like, dude. I honestly, like I said, the only reason I could think that he was going that fast is because he was late to pick up something. So I don't know.
Wow.
Either way, he shouldn't have been driving like that. I'm like, this is insane. But yeah, that's Jacob's rant for the day.
That is crazy.
Golly.
I know. I
Be safe on the road, y'all. Golly.
But the thing is,
that is crazy.
you drive what, Honda?
Yeah, Honda
You drive
Civic.
a Honda Civic. This dude has a giant 18-wheeler
Oh my god.
pulling all this mess.
You
I'm
kill
like,
somebody.
that's what I'm
easy.
saying. Dude,
Wow.
I don't know.
That is crazy.
So yeah, that's
That is crazy. Oh my god. That's dangerous.
people are crazy, man.
Yes, people are.
Yeah, be safe on the road, y'all.
No, yeah, always be safe.
But let's get into
Oh my god.
Don't road rage. It's not okay.
Dude, I had road rage before. Like road rage. I had met somebody else road rage. But not to that extreme. Not near to that extreme.
Yeah, bro. I don't care. I just go around. I don't care. I don't feed into it.
I speed anyway, so I'm probably the person making up people mad. Sheesh.
But let's get into these last few days of football, man. Let's start with NCAA, college football, man. Where y'all think this past week?
It was,
Interesting.
North Carolina, man.
Almost.
yeah, they almost pulled it out.
I don't blame Mac Brown at all for going for two. If they would have went to overtime, they weren't going to win that. They weren't going to win that.
I think I still would keep the field goal though.
You would have?
Yeah, where they were playing.
I mean, I think they would have still with Clemson in overtime.
They might have been able to keep up, but I just think Clemson.
But yeah, I don't blame it at all going for four though.
Oh
If you
yeah.
believe in your team and like they had momentum right there.
You win it right then and there.
Yeah, so I like Mac Brown, bro. He don't care. He gonna
Dude, yeah.
go with his move. I like Mac Brown, bro.
Man, that game was really like, I think it showed just how far Clemson has almost fell off since last year. That was ridiculous.
Do you
dude.
think?
And Trevor Lawrence played good. And
Yeah, like, even like he was on picks, like they were just
He threw
not
for
capitalizing.
He threw for 206. But do y'all think that game shows a little more of Clemson falling off, or just how good, like how much of a rise that Mac Brown has brought to that UNC football team?
Clemson.
Really?
You think it's
You
more
think
of
it's
a
supposed to fall?
Based
I
on
think it's the UNC rise. Because
Based-
they played, they started the season really nicely.
I was about to say, based on how this season has gone, I might say it's more of a UNC like picking up the pace and trying to compete.
They definitely picked it up, but there's no reason
I mean,
why Clemson should be.
Yeah,
playing
I
like
honestly think it's a little bit of both, but if I had to give it to one, I think it's just UNC playing very well.
I think, dude, I love that quarterback, dude. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
I love that quarterback. True freshman, slinging the ball. And I like how he throws the ball with no worries. Like, you can easily tell when a person's hesitating and they're going first read. If the first read's not there, I'm screaming. He looks first read, second read, third read, and then he's like, still shoot, throw it away. But like,
Yeah,
he stands in that
that
pocket.
last
man.
play, bro, he's trying to choke like two people. Y'all seen that? He got hard, bro. He definitely
He
got
got hard,
Yeah,
bro.
he's
Mac Brown knows how to recruit, bro.
How about that game of the week, baby? Ohio State at Nebraska.
I don't know why that was game of the week.
Dude,
That was terrible.
I told
That was really
dude, I
terrible.
knew from the beginning of the season when Nebraska was ranked, I'm like, they're so overrated. Like, they're not that good. It's just because they have Jack Frost. Like, he's a good coach, but dude, that team is just not that good. It's just a very overrated team. So I
I
mean,
feel that.
Let's get into your tank right quick.
Oh,
College
man.
football.
Tank of the week, bro. There's always a lot of tanks in college football.
Oh, yeah.
Always a lot of tanks. But I mean, you can only go with the best team in the country, Alabama. Devontae Smith was a tank. In one half, he had 11 receptions, 274 yards, and 5 touchdowns in one half. In one half.
God.
That's ridiculous. And then Tua, on the other hand, had 7 touchdowns, 3 for 6, and ran for 1. Then proceeds to go on an interview and says they didn't play that well. That is crazy. That is absolutely
Hey,
crazy.
I will say we did miss last week. Sorry we weren't able to get it in, but I kind of want to throw my own tank of the week for a couple weeks ago when Justin Fields had 6 touchdowns in 1 quarter.
That is true. He had in 1 quarter.
Touchdowns in 1 quarter.
God.
That is
Four
true.
passing and 2 rushing. I'm like, that's just
crazy.
insane.
That is insane.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, through what is it, 5 weeks? Through 5 weeks, dude, my Heisman candidates, like, I'm putting Jalen Hurts at number 1. I don't care what anybody says. That dude is
Ooh, Justin
balling
Fields.
out.
Balling.
I'm putting Justin Fields at 2. And then I'll probably put Joe Burrow. I might actually scratch that. I'm gonna do Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Jonathan
I
Taylor.
knew you were gonna say that. And I agree.
And
I
then
agree.
Joe Burrow. And then I'll probably put 2 at 5.
I agree.
I put 2 at 3 and put Jonathan Taylor at 4.
Dude,
And
Justin
then
Fields
Joe
had
at
like,
5.
yeah,
That's fair.
that makes sense.
That's fair.
But yeah,
But speaking of
Maybe
those
two.
top 3 guys that I just said, or no, I'll put Jonathan at 3. But the top 3 quarterbacks that I was saying, that's the 3 teams I want to see in those playoffs. I really hope LSU can knock off Alabama, because then it put LSU in there. I want to see LSU in there. I want to see Ohio State. I want to see Oklahoma, because those are like the 3 just high-powered offenses that have just separated themselves
Yeah.
from everyone. I just think it'd be fun to watch those 3 teams just go at it. Because, I mean, dude, that is insane. All 3 of those teams are just have insane
I'm
offenses.
forgetting Jordan too.
Georgia good, but they not it this year.
I just think those 3 specific teams have just caught my eye when they've been really flashy. Justin Fields is insane.
Insane.
Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in college football, in my opinion. I honestly think he shouldn't have lost his job at
I
Alabama.
think it's
But don't get me wrong, two is amazing. 2 is amazing. I just think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback. And
Yeah.
I think they made the right move in that national championship, putting 2 in, obviously. I mean,
But he should have lost his job.
I just think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback, man. That's just.
And they swear he couldn't throw. They swear he couldn't throw, but he's slinging for that ball.
I honestly think Oklahoma's going for the 3-peat at Heisman, unless
I love
Justin Fields is just. Justin Fields is really close.
He's got 22 touchdowns and no interceptions.
That dude.
He's close.
That is
Georgia
that
is
crazy.
kicking themselves right now. Jake Fromm, great quarterback.
You know, I would much rather have Justin.
Ooh, Justin
Come
Fields
on.
is just so good.
Jake Fromm is like gonna be like a second or third round pick, but still,
Dude.
Justin is.
Can't get over it. All right,
There's some more games, college football.
let's talk about our ads.
Ags.
Let's just multiply real quick. But man,
So,
Kellen Mond had a decent game.
I thought he played well.
he played well.
I don't think he played this decent.
Our team, as a whole,
As a
man,
whole.
we're just not ready.
He had 3 touchdowns, 251 yards, and only 10 incompletions. I mean, that's not bad. He did go a pick,
Yeah.
but it's like, it wasn't bad. I didn't think it was bad.
but look at that. Our rushing leader had 38 yards. Dude,
We have no rushing
we
game.
need to pick up that rushing game, man.
Like, I understand we lost our top 2 starters for the year, but like, still, like, come on. I'm sorry, you can't rush Kellen Mond 14 times a game and expect to win. He
Or they not get hurt.
He had the most rushing attempts. Jason Cavoni had 9 rushes, 38 yards. I mean, he averaged 4.2 yards, but dude, Courtney Davis is a freaking wide receiver. He's a wide receiver. Come on, dude. I don't know. Isaiah Spiller, 7 carries, no yards.
That's
No
shocking.
yards.
No yards.
And
No
We
yards.
always saw run defense is not that good.
They got NFL talent, but no yards.
Now
I like Spiller.
Oh,
I gotta give my props to that Arkansas tight end. He is cold.
He is cold.
Tracy O'Grady. I had him
He's cold.
on my fantasy team last year, and he's
He's
solid.
cold.
And see,
God.
I think that's one thing that
He's a tank.
that's one thing I've enjoyed about playing college fantasy is it's got me focused on different players now. Not because like most of the time I'm just focused on A&M players and everything. I don't know much about. I mean, I know like the big high profile players and
Yeah.
everything. Like Justin Fields, everybody's gonna know about that. But like with that college fantasy, it's got me focused. Like I knew AJ Brown was one of my first picks last year, and that he had a pretty solid game
Yeah, he did.
yesterday.
He
He had a
did.
pretty solid game.
Really good.
But so I mean, it's got me like noticing him and like Tracy O'Grady and just different people like that. And so I agree with y'all. Is that dude? He can play. I think he's probably top 3 tight ends in college football right now.
I agree. I think, Iowa's always up there.
Maybe 5.
I think he's pretty damn good.
He's good.
He's pretty damn
That tight
good.
end from Stanford's pretty good too.
Yes, Stanford has an amazing tight end. They really do. They have
Yeah,
some
we
good guys.
pulled it out. We're just not ready yet, man.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
That is true.
But and another thing is no matter how good one of these teams are, which typically A&M is significantly better than Arkansas, let's just admit it, since we've been in that.
Dude, the spread was 23.5 points. You beat them by what, 4?
Every game.
It is a
Six-
close game.
So I think 6. I think now 7. 7 out of the last 8 games, which we've played 8 times in the SEC. So 7 out of 8 times we've played since we moved have been decided by 7 or less points against Arkansas. No matter how good one of the teams are, it's always going to be a close game.
That is true. That is true.
So
Arkansas is a close
it's like
game.
I'm not sweating it that much, but I mean I'd still like to see them play better.
They just, I don't know, bro.
They're just
Like,
not
the game
ready.
was bad. It was just like,
They're just not ready. They're just not ready, bro. They're young too.
yeah, they are young, but still, you're just I just expect so much from you. You come to see the expecting so much, and it's just like,
I think Jimbo coming in, man. You expect him to turn around so fast. It's like, nah, it's gonna take a while.
Oh, I know people who were expecting like a 10-win season last year.
No,
like,
that's when I was
I was like,
okay.
we're close, but I mean that.
it takes time to build an empire, bro.
Because I was like, we good, but we ain't there yet.
To quote Joel Embiid, trust the process.
Yeah, bro. Next year
Mhm.
we'll be definitely.
Now, I
It's
can't
just
even
that
say.
that easier schedule next year is going to help out a lot.
Yeah, people gonna be excited.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, really excited. So yeah, and we get Alabama there, but still, 2 might be.
Shoot, one of the only times we've only beat Alabama once, right?
Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
That one time,
That's
like
what
Johnny's
SEC.
freshman year.
Yeah.
That was in Alabama,
man.
so you never know.
But dude, like
I thought
this,
we playing here.
This year, yes.
yeah, we
We're
play
talking about
this year. Next year we're playing there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I think
about that one.
I think one of the only other games I want to talk about in college football would. I just am so impressed with Auburn right now.
I am impressed with Auburn.
They-
I'm also impressed with another team. I'll let you finish.
They ended up beating Mississippi State. What was that? 56-23. Bo Nix threw for 335. He had a good game.
And number 5, bro, is legit. I don't know what
Schwartz, he
Yeah.
runs for USA track team.
This
This man is a beast. That's why when he ran that
He's
touchdown
short,
in the first quarter against us, and they were like, "Oh, they're gonna catch him." I was like, "Y'all ain't catching Schwartz.
Mm-mm.
Y'all not catching him."
He was gone.
He runs like a 4.21, and he said he doesn't even want to play in the NFL. He just wants to run track.
I don't blame him.
4.21.
What's your team? Other team you probably?
Bro, we're all slept on the ACC right now. North Carolina's good. Clemson, they're doing their thing, they're undefeated. But can we all just take a minute and look and see that Wake Forest is undefeated?
Oh, they really.
Wake Forest is undefeated. Wake Forest won 27-24 against Boston College on Saturday.
And Boston College isn't a bad team.
That is freaking crazy.
They beat North Carolina.
They beat North Carolina 24-18. So, and North Carolina. That's all I gotta say.
Now, if they beat Virginia Tech
Then ain't for real.
and Florida State, well, Florida State not that good.
Their last 4 remaining games are kind of tough.
Syracuse.
They got at Virginia Tech, they have at Clemson the week after that. Then they play Duke at home, which is probably going to win. Then they finish the season at Syracuse. So, I mean, they can lose three or 4 games. But I definitely think they're going to beat Louisville. I definitely think they're going to beat Florida State. So, I think they'll start 6-0, 7-0.
Dude, you know who I just saw that's actually not bad right now? It's Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Hawaii's not
they're
bad.
4-1 right now. Their only loss is to Washington, which is a really good team.
Yeah.
And
Washington's
look,
good.
this is the points they've put. They put 45, 31, 20, 35, 54.
Dang.
So they're putting up some points.
Even on.
Baylor is playing good.
Baylor's playing good. Baylor's beat Iowa State.
TCU's playing pretty well.
Wow, dude.
Hawaii's going to get tested next week, though. They're playing Boise State.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. Freaking Baylor is
Baylor.
quietly back. Quietly back.
Mm-hmm.
They are 4-0 already.
They beat Kansas State. They're legit.
They beat Kansas State and Texas Tech.
And Oklahoma State.
Actually, they beat Oklahoma State. They're legit.
Oklahoma State's playing pretty well too.
Yeah, they're
Bro,
ranked.
they gave Texas some fits, bro, in the first half.
They're ranked, bro.
Oklahoma State always gives Texas fits, bro. Always.
I'm not gonna lie. There are some teams that like used to be good that are coming back up. I'm not gonna lie.
So throwback to when the first playoffs, when everybody thought that Baylor or TCU should get into the playoffs before Ohio State, and then Ohio State got that fourth spot, and everybody was throwing a fit, and then they ended up winning the night.
Everybody was like, they should belong. Well, they went up in there and was like, where's the trophy? That was the year he came
I'm
out.
telling you,
Yeah,
I remember that. I think the committee just
they did.
didn't know what to do with TCU or
Oh.
Baylor, and so they're just like, instead of either of these teams, let's just put Ohio State. And dude,
Worked
I'm
out.
telling you, they know something we don't. Dude, they know something we don't.
Dude, I'm sorry. The committee know they are on something, bro. They know something. I really do hope LSU can get in the playoff with Alabama.
I don't see it.
I'm telling you,
Please.
I don't see it.
I just want
Please.
those three teams to get in, but I know there's probably only gonna be two of them, and it's probably gonna be Ohio State and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Which that's gonna be tough because people want to throw Georgia in the mix, which I mean they're pretty. Depending on how well they do this season, they're pretty deserving to get in there. And I mean you also have LSU up there. Just I think towards the end it's gonna be Bama, Clemson,
Yeah.
and I'd like to see Ohio State and Oklahoma in there.
Whoever wins the SEC is going to get in there. So that's tough. Because there are some really good teams out there that deserve to be in consideration.
Yeah, so
There's
yeah.
always gonna be those teams.
So who's y'all's college playoff teams right now, and who you think winning?
Right now, Clemson would not make the playoff.
Right.
If you got rid of ranking and you just had to choose the best four teams, they would not be in the playoff. Like, you have to put Alabama in there because they play amazing. You have to put Ohio State and Oklahoma in there.
Yeah, they have to.
And honestly, I guess you can argue between LSU, Georgia.
Yeah.
Bro, some people are arguing UT.
Nah.
And I'm just like, they're
If they win the Big 12,
yeah, if they go outright and win the Big 12, then yeah.
if they go undefeated,
Yeah, they do.
what's
I'll
not,
put them in
I'll
there.
lie, they already lost LSU. If they go undefeated
Yeah,
the rest
true.
of the season,
Yeah.
No, I'll put them in there.
like I'm telling you, like beat Oklahoma and beat them again in the Big 12 championship. Yeah,
Yeah, they're not put you in there.
But I'm telling you who's winning though. I think Ohio State's winning.
The whole thing?
they look
Right now.
amazing.
Their
Right
defensive
now.
line is amazing.
I think
bro.
Right now.
I think I agree with that.
I
But
can see it.
I see Bama, Oklahoma, and Ohio State gonna be in there.
But
Bama,
that
Ohio State.
order you're talking about in order, I'm gonna put Bama, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Clemson. That's
You
gonna be
put
my.
Clemson in there?
I'm putting those in.
Oh, man,
Dude,
I gotta put Clemson
you
in
gotta
there.
put Clemson in there. If they go undefeated, you have to put them in there.
But their conference is so weak, bro.
And my thing is, it don't matter. It don't matter.
They're gonna be in there.
It don't matter.
They're gonna be in
Would you put them over? Would you put them in there
Unless they lose
over
again.
Oh no, that's what I'm.
over an LSU team that loses one game?
I would.
Like, they
I
lost
would
one
have
game.
to. I would have to.
Wow.
I wouldn't, but you know they're gonna put Clemson in there.
They will, but
I mean, me. If we're asking me personally, no. But if we're asking how I think it's gonna, are you asking what I
Yeah, what you-
would put
what you
or
would
what
put.
I think the committee's gonna do?
oh, but you would put because the committee's always
What
biased.
I'm saying is, that's what I think the committee's gonna do.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you want to know what I think the committee's doing? I think Bama, Ohio State, Clemson, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You asking me what I would do? I'm doing Alabama, Ohio State, Oklahoma, LSU, or Georgia, depending on
Yeah.
what's going on there.
I ain't gonna lie, I think the playoffs should open up to 18. It should open up to 18.
That would put all the teams that I want in there. Hold on, let's see. Let's just look at who would be in there right now. Right now.
Because I feel like then you can make because then Auburn would be in there. You can make a case for Florida to be in there. 4 SEC teams in the
four is good.
playoffs.
I think 4 is good.
8 is legit. Because then UCF people could stop crying. They could stop crying about, oh, we won our shot with the big team. Oh, I mean, they got beat. They got
They
beat
got beat by
last year.
Pitt.
But
They
still,
got beat by Pitt.
this could confirm that y'all are not legit. Y'all are good. We're good. Y'all are good in y'all little non-top 5 conference, but y'all don't belong with the SEC.
I
Y'all don't
will,
belong with the ACC.
I will
like,
say
stuff like that.
that bowl game last year, they competed a good bit with LSU.
They did. Then at the end of the game, LSU was like,
It's just LSU's stamina, and they have more athletes, and just
yeah, they can bring in guys. They can take out a 5-star, bring in another one, stuff like that.
so the top 8 teams that would make it if the playoffs started right now would be Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, LSU, Oklahoma, Auburn, Wisconsin.
Ooh.
That would be fun.
Wisconsin would get blown out.
They will get blown
They
out.
would get blown out. You would put 7 in that box. Jonathan Taylor
Okay.
would
Let's
come
just
out.
go
The
through this.
defense is solid, but besides Jonathan Taylor, they
Let's just go through this real fast. This is how it would go. Alabama versus Wisconsin.
Alabama.
Clemson, Auburn.
Clemson.
Auburn.
Clemson.
Right now, the way they're playing
How
Auburn.
Auburn's playing, I might put
On the neutral site, that's why I see. On the neutral site, Auburn.
I think I'm putting Auburn on top. So
Barely.
we got Clemson. It'd be Georgia Oklahoma rematch from
Oklahoma. I got Oklahoma.
Georgia.
You saying Georgia?
Oklahoma has no defense.
True, but they do got some wide receivers in the quarterback.
No defense.
I think I'm gonna put Oklahoma upsetting them. Just
Yeah.
getting that revenge from a couple years ago. That was
I agree.
Oh no! All right, and this next one will be Ohio State versus LSU.
Ohio State.
Ohio State. LSU. Ohio State.
Ohio State.
I think it'll be
Barely.
I think it'd be a good game.
I think Joe Burrow throws a pick that would screw it up.
Yeah, I do feel like it would be something stupid. Like real dumb at the end of the game. I'd be like, Joe. Come on,
Ooh.
Joe.
It'd be Bama, Auburn.
Bama.
Oh, man.
Bama.
Not the close.
And then it'd be, or for you, Bama, Clemson.
Oh, it's Bama.
Bama.
Bama either way.
All right, and then this next one will be me and him, Oklahoma, but you, Georgia, versus Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
That's the matchup I want to see, Oklahoma and Ohio State.
I don't think
That's what I want to see.
I still put Ohio State, and then
Ohio
it'd be
State.
Alabama and Ohio State.
See, what scares me about Oklahoma, man, that defense, man.
Yeah. But
Ever since they got rid of Brett Venables, like the defensive coordinator,
Yeah.
he's balling at Clemson. But ever since they got rid of him, bro, like their defense is
Been bad.
insane.
then that natty.
He got good recruits.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
They got
Great recruits.
phenomenal.
Great recruits.
They can't put it together.
But yeah, that natty would be Ohio State, Alabama. That'd be fun to watch, dude.
That would be good to watch, bro.
Dude, honestly, I feel like if I was making, if I expect, okay, let's say I was on the committee and I expected to play out to 18, I would take out Wisconsin and put in Florida.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I,
yeah.
see, I don't agree with that.
Dude, Florida has like
I
the
don't
top 2 defense in the country.
That offense is horrible.
That defense is legendary right now.
I-
Nobody is scoring on them.
I still can't. I just like Wisconsin a lot. I think y'all are kind of sleeping on them.
Dude, Jonathan Taylor
Jonathan Taylor
and
carries that team.
and that defense are fucking good.
Carries that team.
I will say that passing attack isn't
What it should be.
because I will. You're kind of right because I mean they only beat Northwestern this past weekend
They were balling.
by a touchdown.
Yeah, they were balling at first, and like the
It's
last
just
quarter
kinda
and stuff, you know, Northwestern, if they were good, if Northwestern were good, they would have came back and tied that game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're going to put in our Wake Forest at 5-0.
Well, no.
Yeah, I refuse to put up the game in any type of playoff
No.
until they beat somebody that's really good.
All right, you want to do a couple predictions before we move on for next week?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah, it's a long
All right,
segment.
let's
That's a long segment.
let's run through this. Let's do some
That would be
games
sick.
coming
Oh,
up.
gosh. Let's go do some game.
Man, there's not a lot of good games.
Yeah, just like they chose
Ooh.
Oklahoma.
Iowa
Oh, yeah.
Iowa at Michigan.
Ooh. Iowa.
Wow.
I'm gonna say Iowa too.
Iowa about field.
Bro, that score is gonna be like 16.
Yeah, it's gonna be
15,
some dumb loss.
16,
If it was in Iowa, I'd say for sure.
Outright.
But
Yeah, it might be Michigan, bro. Michigan at home. It's a home field
I'm still saying Iowa by like a half a point.
Michigan because of home field
I
advantage.
hate the way they play, so I don't like Shea Patterson, so I'm going straight Iowa. Straight
I
Iowa.
don't like Michigan either.
By a touchdown.
I think they win because of home field advantage.
That's the big house, bro. But still, ain't big enough for Iowa. They're good. They got that.
All right, TCU at Iowa State.
TCU.
It's a good game.
Iowa State just got
I'm
beat.
gonna say TCU.
Iowa State.
You
Iowa
the
State
bounce
just
back?
they just got beat, but I still gotta go with TCU, bro. I feel like they go up there and take care of
I'm
business.
gonna go TCU as well. All right. I forgot. This is game of the week.
What?
Auburn at Florida.
Auburn.
Oh yeah, Auburn.
Barely.
I still think y'all that was pretty quick, but I think it's gonna be a great game.
That offense, man.
Dude, I just think both of those defenses
Yeah.
are just gonna go at each other. Like, I don't, dude.
It'll be a low scoring game.
Yeah.
It'll be like 20,
I still
14.
I still think I gotta go with Auburn just
It's like
because they can have that better
20-13.
offense.
Yeah. Bo Nix would be like, all right, I feel like they'll pull enough. They'll get enough points out.
Last week, last game, the way he threw the ball,
Confident.
yeah.
He looks like, in person, bro, that dude be slinging.
Yeah,
He looks super confident.
at first I was a little hesitant on like his throwing ability, but now
He can throw.
he can throw, bro. He's
He's
legit.
one of my favorite true freshmen.
He's legit, bro. He's legit. One more game.
There's not a lot of games this week. I like it. There's really not a lot of
We
games.
do two more? Two more real fast. Texas at West Virginia.
Texas.
Texas. I agree.
West Virginia got trash for
Yeah.
some reason.
Trash.
And then really one of the only other good games, and I don't even think it's going to be that good, is Michigan State at Ohio State.
No.
Oh, man.
There's just not a lot going on.
There's really not. I looked there, was no, man.
Michigan State's got that decent defense, but they're not going to be able to
Nah.
compete with that offense.
J.K.
No,
Dobbins, Justin
man.
Fields, man, that's too much.
Mm-mm.
So all right, man, let's go into the NFL, man.
The NFL is really,
It's a
Dang.
toss-up, man.
it is like,
There's so many 2-2 teams. So many.
wow, we are in a world where the Bills can hang with the Patriots, and Detroit could be like, they almost beat Kansas City.
Dude,
Like, that's
Detroit,
crazy.
it might be something to Detroit.
They might be something.
Detroit it might be something to Detroit.
Bro, the NFC North might be the best division in football.
Who's in there?
Packers, Bears, Detroit,
And
Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah.
Even the Vikings don't look terrible. They
It's
don't
Kirk,
look
man.
terrible.
It's
Kirk
Kirk, man.
is so bad.
God
Everybody's
dang.
so talented. except Kirk is so bad.
Literally,
Yeah,
that's just
man.
how heavy the quarterback position is.
Wow.
How important it is.
In that Buffalo New England game, I'm looking right here.
Dude, I watched
The passing, rushing, and receiving leader for that game all were from Buffalo. Josh Allen had 153 passing yards. Frank Gore had 109 rushing, and Cole Beasley had 75.
And
Bro,
Josh
I
Allen
watched
didn't
that
finish the
game.
game. If Josh Allen would have finished the game, I'll be honest, I think they would have won.
Wow.
It might have.
Because Matt Barkley on the last play threw the ball straight in the air.
Trash.
He threw the ball straight in the
He
air.
is horrible. Bro, they had Cole Beasley wide open for first down. Throw it at his feet.
Dude, he was terrible. I mean, he hasn't played a game in 2 years, but still.
But nah, bro. Like, that Bills defense is freaking
For real.
legit.
For real.
They're legit, bro.
For
Like,
real.
it wasn't that Tom Brady played that bad. It was that defense played that good,
They
bro.
can cover.
Tom Brady he didn't have nowhere to throw the ball, bro.
They can cover. They really can.
I was just looking at my Dirty Birds. You know,
Oh yeah,
playing
y'all
terrible.
need help.
Falcons,
I don't know what
man.
happened. Y'all got so many weapons, bro.
Can you tell me how Matt Ryan threw for 400 yards and no touchdowns?
Oh, what?
He threw for 400
Ooh.
yards and no
That
touchdowns.
coach is getting fired, bro.
No, dude, are you kidding me? How? Who scored their one touchdown?
Haven't been divided.
I-
Oh no,
Eno
it was
Smith.
Eno. Yeah, it was
I was about
Eno.
to say because Devontae Freeman didn't even have a touchdown.
Devontae Freeman, I don't know what he's doing right now. He probably gets his job taken by Ego.
Matt Ryan really threw for 400 yards and no touchdown. No interceptions either. So it's like, that's a good game, but where's
Bro, what's
no
going
touchdown?
on? Is it the defense?
Can't do it.
Devontae Freeman led the team in rushing with 28 yards. that
I mean, but still 400 yards passing, man.
28 yards.
no touchdown. I mean, that's
funny.
I don't know. I don't know how you throw 400 yards and not a single touchdown. I don't see
The
that.
Falcons are lost, bro.
They don't have a running game. Their passing game, like I said, I don't know what happened, and their defense isn't living up to the hype. They have so many talented players on defense. I don't see how they're just.
You know what might have happened, bro? They got rid of Telvin Smith. Telvin Coleman.
Tevin Coleman, yeah, he's over at San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
That undefeated team, baby.
They're undefeated in San Francisco.
Yeah, they're finally putting it
That
together.
is freaking
They're
crazy.
putting it together.
Young kids out there
Yeah.
proving everybody wrong.
Coach everything.
Mike Shanahan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out there
Man,
proving
I-
everybody wrong.
Falcons, man.
They're done.
If they're losing like this, bro, that means they done lost respect for the coach or something. Something's
see,
going
my
on
thing
from
is-
the inside.
My thing is,
They should not be losing.
dude, Dan Quinn he's a good coach. You know what I think's dude, it was a huge blow was when Kyle Shanahan, their offensive coordinator, left for San Francisco to be their head coach.
That was tough.
That was tough because when
Yeah.
when he was the offensive coordinator, that's the same season they went to the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan won MVP. Their offense was amazing. That next year,
But still,
he left to go to San Francisco, and look at San Francisco now.
by default, this should still be better
Kyle,
than they are.
dude, Kyle Shanahan is a hell of a coach.
He is offensive coordinator.
Hell of
He
a
is.
coach.
49ers next 2-3 years, they're gonna be
nice.
threatened.
They're gonna be nice.
Too bad Richard Sherman probably gonna be retiring by then.
Yeah, he gonna be like, all right, somebody gotta go guard this other dude.
And I mean, Dan Quinn has that defensive mindset, so I know he's not that huge on the offensive side of the ball.
But still,
But
it's like,
that defense still isn't playing.
isn't good.
He was the defensive coordinator for the more towards the end of the Legion of Boom. Like he was a great defensive coordinator in Seattle.
Yeah.
And so I just don't know what's going on, man. They got a good coach. They got a lot of talent. I just don't know what's going on.
There's so many insights.
I mean, from what it looks like it's poor coaching. But my thing is, he's not a bad coach, so I don't know what. I just don't know what's going on, man.
How you Eagles doing? Or how the Eagles do?
Eagles, who did
They didn't win.
Oh, they played Green Bay. They beat Green Bay by 7.
That was the first time Aaron Rodgers lost to the Eagles. That was the very first time.
Eagles are up and down too, man.
They're a very up and down team. I still don't respect
They're
them.
confused.
I don't respect them. I'm a Cowboy fan, so I don't respect nobody out of the division. I'm just being honest.
Man, I got
Speaking of us, though,
Cowboys. Let's
We
talk
got,
about
I don't know what we're doing.
man, we looked bad yesterday.
I don't remember one
Dak
play
Prescott, baby,
that Zeke did.
Dude, that Saints defense played good.
They did.
Hey, I remember the one play Zeke had that fumble on the goal.
I did. Oh my gosh, bro.
Bro, they played good.
Wow.
The Saints defense played good. I gotta give y'all kudos.
The Saints have never had a defense play like that. Like, the Saints are known for having a dynamic offense with a below average defense. And they came out yesterday and they were like,
If you want me to be
They
straight
played.
up, you want me to be straight up, y'all. Like, and I'm a dead Cowboy fan, but if Drew Brees was playing,
That
what are we
28 at least, 28-10,
That was blowing out.
28-10.
Teddy didn't even play bad. Teddy really didn't play
He
bad.
had some timely sacks that he should.
Yeah, he ran some sacks.
He should have threw the ball away.
But I mean, I feel like some of that deals with it goes into like, you know, not playing for the last 2 years. But still, like, he played pretty good. He beat 2 quality teams, bro. They're 2-2. Like, he beat Seattle last week, and then he beat Cowboys.
that's what really surprised me.
That's pretty good.
Dude, that is
And Seattle.
Seattle and Dallas. That's some good teams that beat.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Saints are a lot of people once Drew Brees went down, they were kind of riding off the Saints like,
They might
They might
riding
be
them off. Dude, Saints are they're sitting pretty right now. Like Drew Brees, you know, he's like if he keeps
He
playing
looked
like
like a heart
that,
attack. You can tell last
yeah,
game.
if he,
Yeah, he was. He was getting upset.
if he could, if Teddy Bridgewater can just keep this team rolling, like I mean, it wasn't a pretty win, but it was a win.
It was a win.
So
Yeah.
if he can keep this team
Kamara won
rolling,
that game.
Drew can take his time getting back. I mean, I know they're going to get him back as soon as possible, but I mean, he can just relax and then get back. Dude, hit the ground running.
Dude, literally, Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill might be the best 1-2 punch quarterback duo I've ever seen.
Dude,
Like,
Taysom
ever
Hill,
seen.
did you see that truck?
Yeah.
That was
Taylor Woods, that was like,
That was
that
bad.
poor
oh my
man.
god.
Dude, I'd just like to talk about my Texans for a second.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Talk about
I'm putting the wing on
Please
somebody.
define
Can
what I
you,
saw.
can you tell me how you lose a game, yet your defensive line has 3 strip sacks? And all 3 of them were covered by Houston. Can you tell me that? What is going on?
Oh, bad.
I can tell you what's going on. That offensive line's back to its just terrible ways. They played so well against the Chargers last week. But so the first game of the season, they allowed 6 sacks against the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Second game against Jacksonville, they allowed 4. I think they
That
allowed
was 2.
2 against the Chargers. And then back again yesterday, they allowed 5. I read this thing on Texas offensive line earlier today. Listen to this. Watson has been, so since the beginning of last season, Watson has been sacked an NFL high 80 times. 80
Man.
times in 20 games.
Oh gosh.
80 times in 20 games.
Dang.
21
That's
more
CTE.
21 more than the next highest sacks quarterback. 21 more. Dude, that offensive line is just terrible.
That is really that's
Absolutely
crazy.
terrible.
And like you see Deshaun's interview, he just took it all on him. It's like
He does take it all in himself. I'm like, dude, it's not
Dude,
you. It's not you.
every play, he's stepping in the pocket or scrambling or doing something. He cannot stay still for more than 1 second. That offensive line is just so bad. It is insane.
I feel bad for you.
God, that is terrible, bro.
It's
Like Deshaun literally, like he in the back of his mind, like, damn, I'm finna say probably this game.
Every play, bro. And then yesterday, I don't even know, bro. I was watching the Texas game, and like D Hop, he was trying to get open, but in the way the offensive line is like letting him back so fast, he can't find D Hop all the time. And then Kenny still got hurt. He went down 4 times yesterday. I was like, dude. Then I looked over the sideline, and Coutie's on the sideline chilling, like not even in the game. So it's just like,
I saw
Who are you
him.
supposed
I
to
saw
talk
him in there once, and he dropped a pass. So
I mean,
yeah, I
then y'all tight end. What's y'all tight end's name?
Jordan Akins.
Akins. He's not bad, but
He's pretty good. Not gonna
he's
lie.
not on the field enough.
And they mainly play Darren Fells, and he's not terrible. So I don't know.
I like Akins. He's just never on the field.
My thing is, it's just they just rotate tight ends in and out. I think we could just,
Stick to one.
solidify that starter. I don't know.
And that would be so easy. Like, I don't know, bro. That offensive line is killing y'all.
I still remember against the Chargers that like 50-something, 60-something yard touchdown to Jordan Akins where he was just like 10 yards out and there was literally no one over there. Deshaun was talking about that play after the game and he was just like, yeah, I just, had a scramble out and I started rolling to the left and I just look over and he's just by himself. So I just kind of tossed it to him. And then he just did the rest. Literally ran 50-something yards, nobody within dude, there was like nobody within 10 yards of him when he caught that ball. When he started running, he had 40 yards of green grass right in
bro,
front of
you
him.
know what's fun to realize, bro? The good teams in college football and in the NFL all have great tight ends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Think about
That
it.
tight end position is key.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City.
It's
got-
like,
look
it
at
helps,
him.
it helps you score in the red zone.
It does.
It does. It opens up the field. It really does.
Look at A&M's offense last year compared to this year.
Dude,
Well,
it's
that's
scary.
like-
You get in the red zone, it's like, damn, field goal.
And see, that's another thing.
Field goal.
That's another thing.
That's funny. First thing goes, we got the field goal unit.
10-yard line, red zone, I'm going 5 wide.
Set, let's go.
5 wide.
But
That's funny.
But hopefully that's another thing about next season. Easier schedule, but we also get Baylor Cup back.
What we do is our kicker.
I'm sure we'll be all right.
You will be all right.
But still, ain't nobody likes that.
You'll be all right.
That you be booming that thing for 55
You'll
easily.
be all right.
I think we'll be okay.
Man, it ain't nothing like having a
Take
kicker.
the war, NFL.
Chris Godwin for Tampa Bay. They went across the country to California and LA and said they told the Rams, boy, they punched him in the mouth. They punched him in the mouth, bro.
Bro, Jameis actually played a good game.
Great.
He actually
Bro.
almost cost him the game, though.
50, they put up 55 points on the Rams defense.
I will say, I was about to say, I want to talk about two really good teams, and this is one of them. That this was big. This was big. What he got?
Godwin had 12 receptions, 172 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Goodness.
That's crazy.
Gracious.
That is crazy.
Wow.
That was awesome,
Jameis
bro.
Winston had 4 touchdowns.
Whoa.
Jared Goff, 67 attempts.
Dude, you throw about 67 times?
68.
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
Three picks. Three picks.
Whoa. He completed 45 of them. Oh
Three
my
picks.
gosh.
That
Yeah,
is terrible.
he completed 45. He had 517 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. The only thing bad about this is those 3 interceptions.
If he don't throw 307, they probably blow him.
They blow him out.
And
Todd-
Jameis tried to give him the thing.
Todd Gurley
At the end.
Todd Gurley really had 5 carries and 2 touchdowns.
I know, we looked at that.
What was it, 5 carries, 16 yards?
Yeah.
5 carries, 16 yards.
They'll pay this man. He's the highest paid running back in the league.
And
He's not
And he
with
don't
it,
do
bro.
nothing.
He don't do nothing.
He doesn't catch the ball no more. Barely runs the ball. I was like, dude. You know they're sitting back like, dude, we gotta, like, you gotta do his contract over again. Cause like, if I gotta get 5
At least
carries,
he's scoring though. That's the only thing. That's the only thing you can argue with.
dude, I can't hand you the ball to the 2-yard line. And if the line is good enough, they don't. You don't get in.
Yeah.
You still got C.J. Anderson.
No, he played for
Dude, he actually
Detroit?
tried. He actually they cut him.
they cut him.
Because this last week I got a notification saying that C.J. Anderson was working out with the Texans.
Wow.
Dude, imagine that rotation.
Carlos Hyde,
Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson, and C.J.
A power back
Anderson.
like CJ. I thought Carlos Hyde was Texan.
Because Carlos Hyde is just that speed back. You got Duke Johnson, who's basically a wide receiver out of the backfield, and then you got that power back in C.J. Anderson. That'd be like that running back trio the Dolphins had in the '90s.
That would be nice.
I think C.J. Anderson is like, you take the spot of like LeGarrette Blunt used to
He's
do.
just a bowling ball.
Yeah, he's a bowling ball. He's like Brian Jenkins.
He just
for the
goes around
Giants.
to every team, but like every team that gets him, he just like they do.
They're like how we usually. It's a ring for them.
Yeah, exactly. They're rim like he's a rental.
Mm-hmm.
But Garrett Blunt got rings though. I ain't gonna lie, he got like 3 rings.
He is. He's the Eagles,
He's
Patriots,
good, bro.
man.
He's like I'm straight.
But yeah, man.
Wow, yeah, there are some
Make
questions.
some
in-
predictions,
yeah.
and then we'll go next topic.
Hold on, I want to talk about one more game. Cleveland at Baltimore.
That was a great
Cleveland
game.
I
was
was
pretty
shocked.
impressive.
I was really shocked.
That was really impressive
That
because
many points against the defense.
40
40
points.
points. Oh, Dell had 2 receptions for 20 yards. That hurt my soul.
He got choked
Now-
out.
He ain't got choked out.
I was
That
about to
hurt
say-
my soul.
You gotta give that
Jarvis Landry.
that-
Yeah, he did. He only played half too.
just that special what's the word I'm thinking of? You gotta give that honorable mention for Tank Awards, Nick Chubb. You gotta
Oh
give
yeah,
that
3
honorable
touchdowns. Yeah, like
20,
165.
20 carries, 165, 3 touchdowns. That's pretty
That's pretty
cool.
damn.
I still I agree with you on Chris Godwin, but dude, that's impressive.
That is
That's
really impressive.
And dude, that Browns defense stopping Mark Ingram. I think the Browns looked very impressive.
It's just can they do that every week, or do we have to keep getting on
You
and
never
further
know,
do
man.
that?
Yeah, they're just inconsistent.
Because once you get on a team all week, they're gonna get mad, of course, and then they're gonna want to go out and blast somebody in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But if we got to do that every week just for you to play this, like, dang, are you really that good?
Yeah,
So
but nah, like, dude, like I watched the Shine last week. You know, even though they lost to the Chiefs, bro, the next 2 or 3 years they're gonna be legit. Baltimore's gonna be legit.
Baltimore is gonna be legit. If they get, bro, if they
Like
get
the
somebody
49ers
with-
are, they're coming up, bro. They're gonna be legit, just like them.
bro, let the Ravens get a number 2 wide receiver.
That's,
Marcus
bro,
Brown.
that's what I was looking at, bro. Another receiver.
They would be.
Another
They got a
receiver.
tight end. They got a leader receiver. They got good backs, or good quarterback, a decent ass defense.
Who's their second back? Because I was gonna say that Mark Ingram's very up there, so just let them get somebody like Jonathan Taylor in the draft.
Who's their second back? I don't know. That's probably my chance.
So, but my point is let them get another back. That's just insane.
Wow. All right, let's make some predictions,
Yeah,
John.
prediction. What you got?
Bro, Thursday night football, the Rams and Seahawks.
I was just
Rams and
looking
the
at that.
Seahawks, man.
It's in Seattle. And I think that's the only reason I gotta give Seattle the edge there.
I'm gonna go Rams.
That's fair.
I don't know why.
Seattle.
I just feel like they're gonna bounce back.
A lot of people injured on Seattle, aren't they?
Yeah, they got a couple people that's banged up.
Yeah.
But they tough though.
I like Rams.
I do like
Close
those.
games.
I think I'm still gonna. I think I'm gonna stick with Seattle.
27-24, 24-20, something like that.
I like Broncos super high scoring. I'm gonna be like 34-31.
Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I'm gonna go out on one and go Tampa Bay.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a bold pick.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I could really see that happening though.
If they can keep playing like they have been,
These last couple weeks, they've been playing.
they really
Yeah,
have.
They've been playing. I ain't gonna lie.
James finally got his hit on straight.
Well,
He has to. It's his contract year.
Bro, James
He has
is
to.
supposed to be a great quarterback.
and that's one of the things. Like at the beginning of the season, I'd call him the most overrated quarterback. The most overrated.
Really?
Just because how highly he was sought after, how highly he was thought about coming into the NFL out of college, he hasn't done anything.
Bro, like, he's just inconsistent.
He is on a bad team though. But he do got Mike Evans and he had Deshaun Jackson though. So you can't. And he had Chris Godwin, all in the same wide receiver trio. And OJ Howard.
The thing with James, though, bro,
And Humphreys for a little bit.
whenever he messes up, though, bro, he gonna throw you about 3-4 picks.
Yeah, his bad. His ceiling is up
He's
here.
got some high
But
highs.
his lows is low.
Low is
low.
He's hot or cold, bro. You don't know what you gonna get. You
I ain't
don't
gonna lie, he's hot right now, bro. These last couple weeks,
You
he's
either
hot.
gonna get 4 TDs or 4 picks, one of them.
Bro, you know what I want to see next week? The Vikings at the Giants. Because Daniel Jones, they playing. They 2-2.
The way the Vikings are playing right now, bro, that might actually be the close game.
Like,
Kirk Cousins, man.
they might actually come up in there.
My thing is,
I'm going Vikings,
if
but-
Kirk Cousins figures it out, I don't think this game's gonna. I think it's gonna be like a 10-point game.
Yeah.
But if not, yeah, I think that's within like a 3-point game right there. And
I'm going Vikings, but bro,
it's a close game, but I
Kirk,
think I'm going
man.
Vikings too.
I
Yeah.
can't trust Kirk, man.
Dang. Khalil Mack visiting the Raiders and Oakland.
Ooh,
It's a blowout, but still. Actually,
no, I think it's gonna be a decent game.
bro, I like Chase Daniels way more than I like Mitchell Trubisky. I hate Mitchell Trubisky, bro.
I'm
He
going
just-
Raiders.
Really? Really?
Wow.
Against that defense?
I don't like that offense.
You don't like the Bears offense.
No.
I don't like the Bears offense either, but I mean,
They ain't got to do nothing. They put up
that,
17
hey,
points.
I will say that Raiders offense has been playing pretty well.
But still, if the Bears offense put up 17 points, they probably won.
I think they win that game just because that defense is too good.
Yeah. That's one thing that is going to be a
I'm sticking with Raiders. Now the Falcons and Texans look
I was about to say my team's playing each other.
Ooh.
In
Who you got?
In Houston, who's trying to go? Who's
Ooh,
trying to go?
man.
Oh man,
I'm going Falcons.
I just,
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to take some.
Now if Falcons lose this game, I'm done with them.
I feel like Carlos Hyde can get a solid like 120 yard rush. Cause like the Falcons defense be atrocious sometimes, like
It's-
absolutely atrocious.
I think this game is just purely based on Atlanta's defensive line versus the Texans' offensive line. If the Texans' offensive line can just be decent, I think the Texans win this game. But assuming that the Texans' offensive line is going to play like the Texans' offensive line, I think Falcons win this game 24-20.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
last game, bro, Packers, Cowboys.
And just because the Texans have a good defense, but their secondary, I don't see them keeping up with Julio. Just because they don't have that size. Besides maybe Justin Reed, maybe. They don't have that size to compete with Julio. And the only speed we have at cornerback really is Bradley Roby. John
You gotta take care of what's the name? What's the slide receiver too?
Oh, Calvin Ridley and
Yeah.
Mohamed Sanu. I just
Sanu went out last week.
I just think
Browns 49ers.
the,
That's why I think
the,
it's intriguing. The Browns and 49ers on Monday night, that's going to be super intriguing.
wow.
That's game of the week, bro.
Ooh.
That's game of the week.
I'm going 49ers.
I'm going 49ers, man. I believe in them,
Because the
bro.
Browns just never, you never know.
You never know what you're going to get.
I'm going 49ers.
I'm going with
I like
49ers.
them. I like them.
Bro, 49ers, bro, they didn't even play with Greedy Williams this past week.
You mean the
I mean, the Browns, they didn't even play with Greedy Williams. Like, that's really crazy.
We got to talk about the
I
Cowboys
was
and
about to
Packers.
say Green Bay at Dallas. That's gonna be a great game.
I don't know, bro.
I'll go Dallas.
I'm not that convinced, bro.
If Dallas,
Dallas.
it just depends on who shows up. It just
Aaron Rodgers for the show.
You know Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers always beats the Cowboys, bro.
I
It's
say,
if
I
Dak
say,
shows up.
I
It's if
say-
Dak shows
I
up.
say Green Bay wins the game.
I do too.
I'm going with Dallas. I'm from
I
Dallas.
love my Cowboys, man.
I'm
I think
from
Packers win it
Dallas.
in close game 20-27.
I will never choose against Cowboys on this podcast.
I'm gonna be a realist. I'm sorry, I gotta be real, bro.
I'm going Green Bay 31, Dallas 28. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have that game-winning touchdown drive at the end of the game.
Like, remember that throw, bro, that Aaron Rodgers did on the sideline?
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Everybody was like,
Impossible.
everybody was like, bro.
Like, bro, during that game, I was like, damn, I can't even
I
be
ain't
mad.
finna
I
lose.
can't be mad.
I think it was like, yeah, we just don't
Dallas
lose,
is good, and I think it's going to be a close game, but I honestly think it's going to be just kind of a repeat of what happened. I think that was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Not the playoff version, but the
when he came to us and beat us.
it
Yeah.
hit Devontae Adams on that last second touchdown. I think it's going to be a repeat of that, and I just can't get that out of my head. There was this one guy who posted on Snapchat, and all it said was they're celebrating with a minute 29. I'm just like,
They did. I remember that.
they celebrated with a minute 20, and he just laughing, and he just straight up called that dude. Aaron Rodgers too good.
He's
man.
too good.
Too good.
I agree.
Dude, if they had a defense, man, even though the defense is playing good, but
They don't force turnovers.
that's
a problem.
If he had some supporting cast, bro, the Packers would be cold as shit.
I'm definitely starting New England's defense against Washington.
Oh my
that
God,
game's
yes.
about to be 43-3.
Yeah,
Dude, that's gonna be
The
bad.
Jags defense versus the Panthers offense is going to be atrocious, I feel.
that might be a good game, though.
Yeah, that was like that was a good game. I think Jaguars take that.
Yeah.
Then Mitch will be 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, man, we've been on sports. Wow. So these last two off topic, man. So let's go to music, man. What attracts you to a song, man? Is it the beat? Is it the lyrics? Is it a combination of both? Is it the artist? Is it the tone of voice? You know, what attracts you to music?
I definitely think that it's not necessarily. I mean, the artist plays a factor in it, obviously. So I'm not gonna enjoy every artist's music, but as long as you go in there with an open mind, I think out of what you mentioned, just the artist itself isn't necessarily what attracts me. Just because I hear new stuff all the time by artists that I've never heard of and just love it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, so you have that point of view, like where it's like you honestly can find joy in any artist's music, but you also have that point of view where I'm just like a huge Post Malone fan. So like when I see him put something out, I'm like, I'm gonna go listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go listen to it.
Or like, for me personally, like if Brockhampton put something out, I'm like, I gotta go listen to this. So I think the artist does play a factor in it, but just kind of depending on how you look at things, it might not be that big of a factor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think for me, man, definitely over everything, beat.
Yeah.
Because the beat is the first thing you hear, man. That's what hooks you in.
I give you 10 seconds. I can't really sit there and just do like any song, so it's quick for me. So like, if you don't give me within like that first 10, 15 seconds, I'm gonna skip.
Yeah, if that melody ain't catchy or something.
Yeah. But when it hit, oh, you know.
Yeah,
Oh,
you just
wow.
know. You just know, bro.
You
Like,
know,
remember that song, the Kevin Gates and the Baby song, Pop Star?
You sit there, you just like,
That melody, oh my God, man.
So just talking about like that, you just know.
yeah.
I remember I was looking at people who were gonna go to like coming to ACL, and I was gonna listen to them, and I saw this one group called Tame Impala. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to them, see what it is, and right there, I'm like,
Just like that.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, like literally just right there.
That sense, man. That sense is what gets me.
So like, I totally agree with that. Just because I think honestly, just like the beats and everything is like what makes you feel. Like
Yeah.
honestly, your emotions come from the beats of that song. Cause like if it's an upbeat song, you're gonna get up, you're gonna dance. If it's like a chill song that like yes mellow beats and everything, that's gonna like what's gonna relax you. It's not the lyrics that does that to you. Your emotions for each song is purely based on the beats of that song.
Yeah.
And so
I feel that.
yeah, like lyrics, like there's a lot of songs where I'm like these lyrics, I feel them personally, and like I love these lyrics and they mean a lot to me. And so honestly, to answer your question, it's gonna be all of the above, but just in different ways. Honestly, it's a very, very opinionated question, and it's gonna vary a lot.
Yeah, like I have some exceptions. Like sometimes, when a rapper is singing and or just rapping, period, he might say something that catches my eye. I'm like, oh, let me listen to what he's saying.
Yeah.
Even though I might have turned the song off already because the beat I don't like, he might say something about, maybe about what's happening in society or mental health or something that I'm dealing with personally. That like, oh, let me listen to this. And so I might listen to the rest of the song just to see what he's saying and stuff like that, and the message in the song. But at the same time, if the beat's not good, I'm not gonna go back and replay it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to. If the beat's not good, I won't. I'd be like, I like the lyrics and everything, but I don't know. Like it's different. Like on a rap song, like the beat has to be nice. But I feel like R&B songs, when I listen to it and when that beat is nice, man, it makes me stop and just listen to the whole song. And like lyrically, like I would like fall in love with that song and be like, wow. Like there are songs I go in the shower and listen to like every night, same songs. And then like for example, like we were in the car, like Kehlani's song Fields.
Yeah.
Dude, like when Fields comes on, I just be like, I can't skip it. Like I could be in the best mood, hype mood for a game. Like I could be in a football game preparing, like aiming the middle of the field, playing big, like loud rap music.
Yeah.
But if that song came on, I would be vibing, like just in my chill mode. And there are just songs like, as we all said, like as you said, all the above. I agree it's the same thing, but still, like when that melody hits from the very beginning, wow, that'd be my favorite song.
I will tell you one thing though, like if the beat is on, the message is there, and like if it's a singer and he's on pitch, if everything is perfect, bro, like I get chill bumps.
Just hits differently.
Yeah, I get chill bumps all over the place.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
Like if I had to order everything, I definitely put the beats at the top, then the lyrics, and then the artist. Just because, like honestly, like we've been talking about, it's just that beat is kind of what drives everything. There's even music that I listen to, like especially like jazz and stuff like that. I listen to there's no lyrics at all.
Yeah.
It's purely just the music playing and everything, and I just love it. It's just a good feel, it's a good flow. And so I would definitely put that more towards the top. And honestly, because like I said earlier, it's just kind of like what drives everything. Just like that's what gets you in your feels, gets you hyped, just controls the emotions. And so I honestly just like that question just because it is going to be different for every person you ask. Because everybody's their own person, everybody has their own opinions, everybody feels differently about different things. And so I honestly think this is one of the best topics we've talked about, just because it is so broad and just I don't know, it's just out there. And
now I do have to say, like my default like music genre I go to is definitely R&B.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm by myself.
Yeah, especially when
When I'm by myself,
like like cause like rap music sometimes it can get like it's too high energy sometimes. You just want to chill. You just want to chill vibe.
wow.
That's where I'm at 70% of the time.
Yeah. I listen to R&B playlists just like all the time, basically. Especially when I'm on campus.
Yeah.
It's so relaxing mentally.
No, when I'm walking around campus, I want something with just that beat where I'm just like walking.
Yeah.
You know, like,
On the same way, yeah.
You know, I was listening to earlier when I was walking across campuses today. I was listening to Eternal by Chance the Rapper off his new album. It's just got that beat where it is big vibing, just okay.
Wow.
Step
Happy
into,
beat.
step into the beat.
Yeah. I feel that. That's how I be. I'm the same way, man. Wow. Music just make you happy in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it be some songs that just hit right when you need them to.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. That's good. That's my favorite part of music. So without music, bro, I feel like this world would be so sad. Like
It would,
It would be so
Like,
sad.
bro, I don't know what I
I'd just be like, wow.
Cause
I have them chimney up.
music drives everything. I'm pretty sure I said it before, but I'll say it again. Take the music out of movies.
Not the
Take
same.
him out of the football game.
Not the same. Take them out of anything. Honestly.
Even commercial, bro. A commercial with a nice like beat, like you'll just actually watch. You won't skip it. You just actually be like,
There
no.
was an NFL commercial last season that was playing one of my favorite bands, Greta Van Fleet, like one of their songs.
Mhm.
As soon as it came on, it gets my attention. So
Makes you watch.
commercials, if they can get that right song, dude, it'll get people's attention and they'll notice.
That's crazy, man. Take it over, bro. That's awesome. What we got next, kid?
So this last topic, man. What are your guys' opinion on mental health?
I just feel like it's really undervalued. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, man. It's
What is mental health? When you hear mental health, what do you think about?
Depression, anxiety.
mental stability. You know, just like, cause you know you're gonna have your ups and downs, but it's not always about that. It's about how you recover from that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna keep going down that downhill, or you gonna try and come back up?
Mm-hmm.
You know, cause life is gonna have negative points. You're gonna fail a test. You know, you gonna get 100 on the test sometimes. You know, but it's how you recover. It really is. And then I think another thing that goes with mental health is a support system.
Oh, yeah.
Cause like man, like with you know your mom came through. You know, with me, my sister came through for me. I don't really know example for you, but I know that there's always somebody easy that pops in your head. You know, and there's always somebody that we can call. You know, and there are some people out there that literally they feel like they don't have nobody. You know, and I feel like that's really when you get like your deepest, darkest times. So I feel like for me, when I think of mental stability and like mental health, getting through it is just a support system. And then, cause like that can get you going. That can get the wheels turning in your head. Like, bro, like maybe I can get this. Let me go out there and try one more time. Stuff like that. So that's what really hits for me. Is like it gets your wheels turning, being positive, saying, even walking in the mirror and saying, like, dang, like, you know, I look good today. You know, I'm happy today. Listen, like back to music. That one song that hits you. Listen to it 5-10 times, bro. I swear that helps your mental like health so much.
Do you think some mental health is self-caused?
Yeah.
I think so.
Hell yeah. Cause you dwell on negatives, you know? You dwell on them.
When I went through my bad semester,
It all started with kind of like just this feeling of loneliness. And at the beginning, I never, like, when it wasn't that bad, I never took advantage of going to talk to somebody or anything about it. And so me, like you said, I think it does sometimes, it's self-inflicted. So me not taking advantage of the time I had, like that window where it first started wasn't that bad. Taking that window and not reaching out for help right then and there, just shot myself right there, right in the foot. Shot myself right in the foot. And then it's just a huge tumble down. All the negatives start piling on. It's one thing after the other. You start missing class, and then it just causes anxiety. It's like, oh my God, I'm gonna fail. Like, all this other stuff. And I'm telling you, like, I felt like the biggest failure that semester, and I just felt awful. I felt like, because it sucks to like hurt yourself, but when you bring others into it, that's what really hurts. Because my dad is my rock, and he has been there for me for everything, and he helps me financially for whatever I need, and he helps me pay for classes and everything. And so wasting that semester's worth of money right there, dude, it killed me. It killed me more than like not dropping out of classes in general. Like that hurts me.
Yeah.
But wasting my dad's money like that just absolutely just tore me to pieces. Because I'm like, I'm not just wasting my time and my money and my effort. My dad has put so much effort into me. He's put so much money into me. He is investing in my future, and I felt like I just totally let him down. And so, just the feeling of failure, just stress about financial stability, just like literally not having any money, not being social, losing friends. Because I didn't talk to anybody that semester. I didn't go out. I didn't go to parties. I didn't do anything. I hardly went to football games. Like I think I went to a majority of them, but I mean I didn't do any. I went there, went back. I was probably freaking out at those football games too, because I had just had huge social anxiety. Like I didn't go up to the gym because I just felt very inferior to everyone, and I didn't want people. Because I was basically scared that people would like look at me and judge me hardcore. That was like a big thing.
Yeah.
Like so, I lost. It was just huge because I lost all confidence in myself altogether. I lost confidence in my academic abilities. I lost in my physical appearance. I lost confidence in my social skills. I was scared to talk to people. I was scared to interact with people. I was scared to do anything. I was just locked up for the longest time, and it was just a scary point in my life. And so kind of back to what I was saying, it's like just everything adds on. Like once you hit that point where you just fall, and you fall hard, and I mean hard. And so like I said, the grades, the money, everything piling on, I just hit that rock bottom. And I just was there for the longest time, and it was bad.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, my mom is the one who finally was just like, what the hell is going on? Because I wasn't the person that was going to reach out to somebody. I was honestly just going to, like, basically, once again, have it self-inflicted. I wasn't going to do anything about it. I was letting it happen. I wasn't going to take any steps to get better. And then my mom noticed that I was texting weird. Not that I was talking weird, that I was texting weird. And so then she like goes over there, helps me, makes me go to counseling and all this other stuff. And there we go. There it is, that first step. It wasn't a ginormous step, but it was that first step. Yeah. And then once I talked to counseling services, went and talked to my academic advisors, they recommended just withdrawing because I was going to fail every class. And so it was just little steps like that. And then, so like talking to that, withdrawing, going home, being with my family, like having that support system. Yeah. And so, like I said about falling down, it all adds on, but the same goes for on your come up. Just everything adds on, and it's so nice. Cause I started with my mom, that support system, that rock, that base, started right there, and then going home, see my family, and them helping me out too. Then going to like different therapy sessions to learn how to cope with this kind of stuff, so it never happened again. And so it just builds and builds and builds. And so then I'm home, and like it's just small steps. And so like I go home, I'm hanging out with friends and family and all this other stuff. I went home the first weekend of Thanksgiving, and my buddy was throwing a party, and I was literally at that point, it was still pretty much a rock bottom. I didn't want to go. I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to see people. I don't want to interact. I just kind of want to be with people I'm most comfortable with, and just work my way up. And so then finally, like it gets into like Christmas time and all this stuff, and it was fine. I'm still working up, still going to like different sessions, and then like there was another party that went on that was like thrown by like some frat at Lamar at one of the bars in Beaumont, and like my sister, her sorority friends, Ian, and like everybody else wanted me to go, and I was like, man, I really don't want to go because this is like my worst nightmare right now, because I don't want to interact with people, and this was going to be hundreds of people there.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not going to know everybody. I'm going to know a lot of people there, but it's definitely, there's probably going to be like 3 or 4 people there that I'm absolutely comfortable with. And so I get there, they gave me to go. I go, and I stay there for like an hour and a half and everything, and I'm like, I tell Ian, I'm like, I think I'm ready to go. But it's that right there is a small victory. I got out, I did something. It's not huge, but I mean, I did something, and it was just another step. It's just another step up, and it's just a slow but sure thing. And then I get back, I tell my parents, we had this conversation like, do you want to take the semester off? Like, talking about the spring, because I had a withdrawal in the fall. And so they're like, do you want to go back? You can enroll at Lamar, or you can just take the semester off, go work somewhere. And I was like, I think I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to go back. I'll go back, same shit. Didn't go to class for the first month. But, and then this time, my dad's the one who got me. And he's just like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. So it's either you're gonna get it together or I'm done. Because I've already wasted a lot of his money and his time and effort. And so it's some tough love that he was putting on me, but honestly, it was necessary. God kicked me into gear. And I went and talked to all my professors, told them what was going on, and everything. And hey, don't be scared to talk to professors, because they were honestly so helpful. All of them except for one. One of them was kind of like, well, that kind of sucks. And I'm like, okay, cool, you're a jackass. Like, every other one, like my architecture professor's like, if you need something, like if you miss a class, just let me know. I'll send you a video of the lecture and all this other stuff. And because I talked about this, I think the last podcast, because he said he's been there before. He's like, I've been there before. I felt what you're feeling right now, and it sucks. And I want to help you as much as I can, because I had someone help me. I'm like, it was one of like the most heartwarming things ever. And then all my other professors like, just get this done within like a week and a half, and you'll be back on track, and we'll be good. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, everybody's giving me a chance, and it felt good, because it felt like a second chance. And I get there, and I just go to class, I go do my thing, and there's, once again, you're gonna have your falls on your climb. So I have my climb that first month, I just fall down again. It wasn't as bad as what it was the semester before, but then ever since then, I'm just on a climb. That's all it is. It's just a climb, and you're gonna get better and better. And like I was saying, it just adds on from that support group to adding on to that support group, interacting with friends, actually going to class, everything's coming back. My social life's coming back, my academic life's coming back, like my mental health and my physical health have all been getting better and better since then. And that's another thing I forgot to mention. That low point in my mental health, lost 30 pounds, everything, physical health went down the drain. So physical health and mental health intertwined right then and there. And so just, it's a push every day. So if you just keep pushing and working hard, you got this. Everybody, and I think one of the biggest things that upset me a lot about that process is because what made me the most mad is one phrase. It was, why are you depressed? You don't have it bad. And yeah, I didn't have it bad. I didn't have it bad at all. Like, I'm at A&M University. I have a family that supports me. A lot of people don't even have that. I have it great. Trust me, I'm acknowledging my privilege. I have it great. But because I was the same way at one point. I'm like, when these Hollywood actors or NFL players or these sports, they have millions of dollars, they're on top of the world. they still have mental problems too. They have that mental stability that just kind of like teeters. Mental health can happen mental health problems happen to anyone and everyone, and it can get severe with anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
And so no matter where you're at in life, it can happen. And so it felt really degrading to me because I understand that a lot more people have it way worse than me, but I still feel like it just shouldn't belittle what I'm going through as well. There's a lot more people worse off than me, and I would love to help them out. I think everybody deserves some help. But just because that I'm at a good point in life doesn't mean that I should just suck it up.
Yeah.
Like, everybody needs a little help. And once I got that push, it's just accelerating. I'm feeling a lot better. Everything's just going great, and it's going in the right direction. I still have my little slips and falls, but everybody's gonna have that. But as long as you just keep generally moving up, that's all that matters. And so I feel like I'm at a good point. My grades are a hell of a lot better than it was the last 2 semesters. And like I said, my physical health, I'm feeling a lot better. Mental health, because through that whole thing, I felt like I just had a headache, constant headache. My vision, I felt hazy, even with contacts and glasses and everything. Everything was just kind of, I don't know, just blurred, honestly. And so now it's like I have that clarity, everything's just moving the right direction, and I think mental health is just one of the biggest problems. Because the thing is with like depression and anxiety, everybody feels it, but some people, it can get to the extremes. And once it gets to the extremes, that's when it becomes a problem. Because everybody's gonna, so like say a family member dies, it's a natural response to get depressed. But say like months later on, you're still depressed and like you can't even function properly, that's a problem. Like if your like mother dies and like it's gonna take some time. Like you're not gonna want to do anything, and that's reasonable. Everybody would feel that way. Someone you're that close to is gone. Like it's reasonable to feel that. But like a year and a half later, and you're still not being able to live your life properly, that's a problem. So everybody's gonna feel it. Like everybody gets nervous. Like say you're going to take a big test, everybody's gonna get nervous. But if you're like to the point where you're like throwing up and all this other stuff's happening, and you're like having a panic attack, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. Everybody feels all of that. It's just to the extremes. So it's a big problem, and the more research we have about it, the more help we can get, the better.
And people don't want to admit it.
People don't want to. I didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to. Like at first, I'm like, oh, I'm just feeling bad. Like, oh, I'm just sick. And then I'm finally, like, I think I called somebody. I'm like, I think I'm depressed. I didn't even say I was depressed. I think I'm depressed. And then I finally just had to admit to myself, I'm depressed. Yeah. It's just, it is what it is. I didn't want to admit it, but I was.
It happens, man.
It happens to the best.
It really does. We don't recognize that sometimes. Mm-hmm. What do you think, bro? What you got on the time?
I just went off for like 20 minutes, I feel like.
Nah, you straight though.
It's heartfelt, bro. You wouldn't hear that. But like with me, you like social support, man. Cause that's why people go. That's why people go to counselors and stuff.
It's huge,
dude. If you were on an island by yourself, you would go insane.
You would.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I got so bad is because I isolated myself. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't even talk to my roommate. I isolated myself. That was huge.
Yeah, bro. You gotta talk to somebody, man. It's like you gotta get your thoughts and feelings out, and like you gotta find somebody that you can just be. You can just say everything, like how you feeling. If you cussing, just get every cuss word, everything out. Just be free. You gotta find that person, bro. You got to.
And sometimes it can be not just a person, but people. Like
People.
I feel like I could do that with y'all. I feel like I could honestly just talk to y'all. And like my mom, I can talk to, my dad, Ian. It doesn't even have to be just a person. It can be multiple people.
Yeah.
But just having that support group, it's huge.
Yeah, man. Like you have to. Because like, it's, whatever it is, it could be sex, it could be drugs. Like, hey, I'm taking drugs and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's people that won't judge you and listen to you and try to help you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's really key. Now the thing I like, y'all might think this is controversial, but I just like what I disagree with about mental health. I don't think you should take medication.
I don't think you should take medication.
And see,
I agree.
at like going to those therapy sessions, I also went to a doctor and they had to take blood tests and see if I had chemical imbalances and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those doctors, he's just like, we might put you on medication. And I straight up told him, I am not taking any form of medication for depression. I swear it off, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's like, it might help. I'm like, dude, the side effects to it is huge. And the thing is, with that kind of stuff, you can't just stop it. Like, you have to wean off of it, take smaller doses and everything. Because if you do, your mind and your body's so used to that stuff that if you just take it off, it's just like, you just go crazy.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to have, like, put my body through that. And a lot of people, as soon as like something will happen, they're like, take some medicine. And see, I'm doing a lot. Dude, that man's like, I don't think you're going to get better unless you do take it.
See,
Look where I'm at right now. Look where I'm at right now. I swore it off and I'm like, I'm going to get through this myself. And see, that's a lot of people do rely on that as medicines, and sometimes they even get addicted to it. I'm like, I don't want to put myself through that. If I'm going to get through this, I'm going to get through it with me and the people around me, not with medicine.
dude, whenever I hear that, man, no disrespect to the doctors out there, because I know some good people out there.
Yeah.
But whenever I hear that, man, I'm like, you trying to make $1.
Cause like as soon as you start taking something to fix something else gonna start changing.
And you got to take another pill to fix that.
Yeah.
And
You
like,
see
the
one
next
thing
thing you
after
know,
another.
you spend $1,000 on pills.
That you probably addicted to at that point.
So,
Cause you're so used to
oh
it.
yeah. And so, like I said, I went and talked to that doctor, and he's like, I think we should get you on pills. I went back to my therapist the next week, and I was telling him what was going on because he likes to know like stuff about the doctors and everything. And as soon as I was like, oh, they think I should take medicine, he's like, no. I'm like, I agree with you, and he was just even saying like that stuff can get pretty dangerous, and it's like it's a road that I just don't think is worth taking, especially in my case, because yeah, it got pretty bad, but it's not like I was about to kill myself.
Yeah, if it's like that, then you'd be like, okay.
Like there's some times where it gets really deep, and like you need something now. You need some help right now. So once again, it's just people are so different. But in my case, like it was bad enough to where they said I should take medicine, but it wasn't bad enough where I had to. And so I ended up getting out of that hole.
And
It
glad you
took
recognize that.
it took a little while, but I got out of that hole with the support group I had.
Yeah, the fact that you even recognize that, like, bro, I don't need that. Like, I can get through this. You know, I can get
Yeah,
myself
like
through this.
that's the last thing I was saying.
Mental
That's the fact that you
Mental
recognize
toughness,
it, man.
You gotta have mental toughness.
Like I feel like by then your mind was already you had taken those victories and you was counting them up, and you was like, nah, we're gonna get through this. Like you was already on your way up from there.
Yeah, man, like, dude, like, when I tell you, bro, I've done this so many times, bro. One of the most powerful things on earth, bro, is self-talk. Self-motivation, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the strongest things on earth to me. Because, like, I get to talk to myself, and, like, bro, once I get, like, saying some things a couple times and I start feeling it, I get goosebumps, bro, and you just really believe it.
Write stuff down.
You believe it. Write stuff down.
Write stuff down. Sometimes if you tell yourself something, it might not stick with you. But if you write something down, like write your goals down. Write your goals. Like, oh, this is where I want to be in like 5 years.
Yeah.
Or like it doesn't even have to be that long term. Like, oh, this is the grades I want for this semester. Get a whiteboard. Be like, all A's this semester, 4.0. I want all this. Just write something down, write your goals down, and it's huge. It just plays into self-motivation. Like, it's crazy. Just having that mental toughness, having that self-motivation, it pushes you through whatever life throws at you.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So yeah, man, that's
But
it for the podcast, man. Any closing remarks or anything?
I will say, just kind of finish on that, like as my closing remark is, if you're ever going through something, don't hesitate to talk to someone. Find that someone who you feel like you can open up to. Find that person. Let it all out. Because if you hold it all in, you're just planning for your own demise. And so, talk to that person. Don't be afraid to. Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Like, if you can just push yourself to do something, it adds up. Like, one of the things I was told at the beginning of that process was count your small victories. Because counting your small victories, like, I went to class today.
Yeah.
I went to class today and I sat through the whole thing. I paid attention. Just small victory. That's nothing huge, but it's a victory. And so just taking those small victories, next you know, I graduated from Texas A&M. That next thing you know, huge things. I got my Aggie ring. I got a job. I got all because if you don't, it's not gonna help. But if you just count those small victories, because at one point I just kind of played them off like, wow, I did what I'm supposed to do. Big whoop. But it is a big whoop to me at that point in time. Small victories adds up to great things. So don't downplay anything in your life. Just have that mindset of being happy with what you've done, proud of your accomplishment. Be proud of your accomplishments, but always stay hungry. Keep thriving for bigger and better things. Don't get satisfied. Be happy with what you did, but never be satisfied. Just keep going and keep pushing through, and that's how you're going to have a great life.
Yeah. That's deep, yeah. I agree with that.
So, all right, man. I guess that's it for this episode, man.
Deep, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm Miles again.
I'm Jacob.
My name's Chris, y'all.
See y'all.
See y'all. Y'all take care.